over that kind of thing, an imposter or a newcomer to that might reasonably say a good thing to do would be. Well, let's try it. It's kind of good, fun, funky stuff. Less is more sometimes.
Yeah.
You find you're more aware of the rest of the stuff that's going on in my primitive loop because I'm taking out most of the chicka.
Yeah.
Common misconception about funky stuff that it's all about doing that and squeezing the chord occasionally. And that really only sounds good in the music shop or at the trade show or whatever, when it's you on your own creating the illusion of funk. But really what you're doing is selfishly eating up all the hi-hats potential places in the bar. So you're kind of insulting the drummer by saying, I don't care about what you're doing. Look at me, I can do every 16th note. And as soon as you take a lot of that stuff out, it's a whole lot more effective. It's one of those Zen things, sometimes not playing certain notes is the most musical thing you can do.
And by effective you mean more?
Well, effective in the sense that no part of the production has been wasted. Any part that's been put in there is clearly audible. You can choose to home in on any one thing that's happening. You could enjoy the hi-hats or enjoy the 3/16th notes of the bar when the guitar's doing something. Or enjoy the kind of the filter thing doing what it does. So long as that's there, that's taken as read.
Yeah.
I've done gigs in house clubs where it's basically that thumping beat at 128 BPM, plus or minus 1 BPM, for 6 hours. So it's kind of the theme of that kind of music. It's taken for
So
granted.
it's basically the beat plus stuff over it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, you say that, but then you'll happily go and see a good old-fashioned rock band like AC/DC, and you don't have any problem with the fact that all night long the snare is on 2 and 4. All night long there is a loud guitar playing a power chord. You know, every genre of music has something simple about it which helps to define it.
But isn't dance music just loop-based and always just blocks of stuff put it over each other and then to take one block away and then second block?
Kind of. What I've discovered is those guys, like the DJs of the world, if you talk about good DJs, they excel in different areas. We get very good at the details. We'll spend months and months practicing some sweeping lick, and the better we get at it, the smaller a percentage of the gig it takes up, because we just get it to a point where it's incredibly fast and incredibly perfect, and the whole thing is over in half a second. You know, but those dance guys, if you give them 2 hours and say entertain people for 2 hours, they can kind of step back, zoom out, and look at the big picture. It's like what's the best way to shape this 2 hours? And there's an art to that as well. I think just building stuff in the right way. There is a creativity in it. It's just very different from the kind of thing we normally care about.